I'm Connor Hazley. I'm an associate partner at Ergo, and I lead our forecasting practice. We have seen over the last 5-10 years that the frequency with which events, exogenous events, that exist outside of the four walls of a business, think major geopolitical, economic, or even medical shocks like COVID, has increased as a function of time. It is no longer the optimal use of an executive's time to just read the front page and then ignore the geopolitical shocks that are happening outside. And so what we do at Ergo is we use scenarios, indicators, and warnings and impact analysis to enable firms to look around the corner. We call this developing foresight operations. And what I want to highlight here in this brief clip right now is that you can learn a lot about foresight operations just in the next 60 seconds. And so we can think of it as a 4-step process. The first and perhaps the most important step is getting you and your company and your leadership team to align on a definition of what preparedness for these exogenous shocks and shifts actually looks like. Once you identify that definition of preparedness, you can identify the specific issues. So this is the issue identification. You identify the specific issues for which you most need to be prepared. For example, if you are a semiconductors firm and you source from Taiwan, you need to understand if China is going to invade it. After that, it's the information gathering phase. You need to understand what scenario you're in and what you actually need to be prepared for, as well as understanding alternative, perhaps more adverse or tail risk scenarios, and preparing a plan that you can then implement as the last step. The last step is implementation. You can then implement that plan to understand how to change your company operations once you're faced with this changing in the external environment. You're faced with the greater potential for these exogenous shocks. So it's really just those 4 steps. It's alignment, issue identification, information, and implementation. And if you take those 4 steps, you're going to be prepared for the next one. And so I'm thrilled to be here at Culturati sharing this perspective, and we did a cool exercise this morning taking people through in a little bit more detail how to actually be prepared. And if you want to know more about preparedness, you know who I am now.